It's Luke here for the Haircuts and Uppercuts podcast, and I'm delighted to be joined by the undefeated Southern Area champion, Brad the Newquay Pauls. How are you doing?
I'm all good, mate. You okay?
I'm very good, thank you. I just honestly really want to say we are so happy you've managed to come on. We've only been going 2 weeks, and we've got a current undefeated Southern Area champion already. It's hats off to you, absolute gentleman.
It's a good start, mate. It's a good start.
And I've see last year pandemic hit and everything went a bit Pete Tong, but Steve Goodwin was offering Idris Virgo £125,000 bonus if he could beat you and knock you out. Yet he still wouldn't sign the contract.
Yeah, I think it could have been any amount of money. He wouldn't. It could have been $1 million. He wouldn't have took it. And since then, Idris has had 2 more journeymen. But I asked Steve why didn't he take the fight, and he said he spoke to his manager, and he does it for the Instagram. He boxes to look good on Instagram, to give him content, to build his profile. But the thought of a real fight, it doesn't interest him, which is annoying because people want to see him getting beat up because of the way he carries himself. So it's a bit unfortunate, but in my opinion, at some point, a journeyman will turn up and humble him, I think. But it's only a matter of time. If you get one of these half-decent journeymans, they'll sort him out soon. But gutted it wasn't me to do it. I'd love to chin him.
No, I agree with you. He will get found out sooner or later, and it all just depends on the level of his opponent. It could be a journeyman or it could be a current champion. You know, if he has the balls to sign the deal.
That's it, yeah. If.
But what I'm really interested in is your nickname is the Newquay Bomb. You're from Newquay, so my second home is Newquay.
Boxing. Oh, is it?
Yeah. So years ago, you'd only had your first pro fight, and I was on Fistral Beach, just got out the water, checked my phone.
Yeah.
And I got a follow on my business account from Brad Pauls. I was like, who's this? I was like, oh, he's a professional boxer. I like boxing. I love boxing. And my business is called Chalfont Barber Lounge. And obviously the main barber shop that everyone knows in Newquay is called the Barber Lounge. So I thought it must have just been a mistake, but I followed you back, and I followed your journey since then. But I've never asked you or had the opportunity to ask you, how do you go from Newquay to where you are now?
Long one, mate. It's not been easy. That's a really good question, man. Like, nothing ever seems like the natural steps to take. Like, it wasn't something I've seen people do around me. Boxing, I was the odd one out in my school. Everyone surfed or played rugby, and it probably held me back a little bit, my progress as a kid, because I was the keenest kid you've ever seen in your life. Never missed a session. I'd be fit all season. I'd box twice because there was no competition. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't get put in championships, and it probably slowed my progress a little bit. When I got older, I still just loved it. Didn't ever miss a session. And when I got to around 17, 18, I knew that there was better amateur boxing out of Cornwall. So I wasn't the most academic kid, right? I struggled in school and college, but I knew if I could just get one university to accept me, it's my way out of Cornwall. So I applied to 5 universities, yeah. I got accepted by 1, right? But all I needed was my ticket out of Cornwall, right? So I went to Southampton Solent University 2011. I got a scholarship because they seen my potential in my boxing, like what I'd done. And that's when it all changed everything, because I went in the gym and I got bashed up big time for a long time, 3, 4, 5 months. My nose broke, and I was like, what am I doing here? Like, I had to really ask myself, because the level in Cornwall and the level in the big cities is different. Like, and that's why I moved, you know what I mean, to chase the dream. It's the only reason I not fussed up my degree in that. And then after 3 or 4 or 5 months, and getting bashed up, and then it's all started to change a little bit. The kids that were bashing me up weren't bashing me up no more. Do you know what I mean? Because you have to adapt, or else you're going to keep getting out. And then the kids that were bashing, and I was taking a mick of them. It was easy, and I was like, I had it in me to be a bit better, but I just didn't have the opportunities. And then first season, straight wins. Second season, first time in the ABAs. No, I did the CYPs, and first time entering a proper championship. I won it, most of the fights by knockout, beat Johnny Coyle in the way. It was a good boxer back in the day. And then they put me in the ABAs for the first time. And first time I got to the elite semi-finals. And I boxed a guy called Luke Saunders, who's a traveller from West Ham, and he was really good back in the day. I lost on a split, only man to drop him. So yeah, that was like my coming of age a little bit, sort of figuring out how good I am, because I didn't have a clue. I was a bit strong when I was younger, but I didn't know how good I could be. And then from there, kept having high level fights, winning university championships, stuff like this, entering other championships. And then my time at uni had come to an end. I didn't get my degree. I failed in my third year, but it's all right. We move.
Wasn't the goal, was it?
Boxing anyway. My mum was not happy, but I was there for the boxing. And then, it was the right time to turn pro. And then everything else you probably know about.
Yeah, I think it's quite commendable that you've took yourself out of your comfort zone before you even turned pro. And a lot of people might not even realise that. And then you took yourself even further out of your comfort zone turning pro, because you've moved permanently out of Cornwall now, and the gym you're training at, the fighters everyone coming out of there at the moment are absolutely on fire. Linus Adofia, current undefeated middleweight champion. Josh Goodwin, he's only 2-0, but his footwork is phenomenal already.
I sparred him last week.
He's got crazy footwork.
Yeah, he's a slippery guy. Yeah, he's good.
And you take yourself out of them comfort zones to surround yourself in areas that are going to challenge you, to push you further on. And a lot of people see the GB stars turning pro, and they think every pro boxer's got that, and that's not the truth.
Yeah.
And I can't wait until we fight again. Do you have any idea when Steve will be putting on any more shows?
He said, I spoke to him just after Boris's last announcement, and he said, and with Steve, he's been realistic all the way through. Like, he hadn't sold, fake dream that it's going to happen soon, and it's not. He's been proper, like, critical with it, like how it's been. But he said 50-50 in July, train, but maybe. But then he was like September, October, it's looking more possible. So definitely this year, and just, I think you need it. You need a little bit of a positivity, like the thought that it could happen, because last year was just, it was hard, because you were training for what? You had no idea what you was doing, if you was getting a fight. So to now see that there could be a fight happening, it's good for the motivation.
So you beat Robbie Chapman for the Southern Area title.
Yeah.
And what the next logical step is the English title. Obviously your gym mate has got that.
Yeah.
So what are your aims for your next 2 or 3 fights in boxing? One, to get the ring rust off, because it's been a long time, and then start chasing some other titles, maybe?
Yeah, that's it. You got it right. I think it's a tricky one, because I was speaking to Steve, and I was saying, like, I haven't made or boxed middleweight or boxed at all since I was 26, and I'll be 28 by the time I box again. Yeah. So I think to go right back into championship weight is not giving myself every best opportunity to see how it goes. And on the other side of it is, I think 2 years out the ring is a long time to have off. And obviously a small hall fight relies on ticket sales, and I can't predict how it's going to be going back to sell tickets again. Like, some people might have gone bankrupt. Some people, looks like they could have got richer. Some people could have died. You don't know what's going to happen. So some people could just lose interest. So I think you need to have a warm-up fight for the ring rust, to see how you sell tickets, see how you make the weight, and then right back where I left off at that level. English eliminator or English title, if Linus is going to do me a favour and vacate it, so I can so I can crack on. He can go for the British or something. Yeah.
So you think you'll stay at middleweight? Obviously, it's probably too hard to tell now, but
yeah,
it's 28. It's still young, isn't it? And
I think I stay at middleweight. I'm not. It's a weird one. I'm not massively tall for middleweight, but I'm big for the weight. Like,
yeah, beast.
Yeah, if you see the numbers on the scale as want to get to fight night, you'd think, do you know what I mean? I put on over a stone, do you know what I mean, from the way into the fight. But I do it, and if I'm precise and I'm disciplined, I can make it well. But it's just doing it all again, isn't it? And I ain't done it for so long, so I need to try it out.
Yeah, so, well, when you're next fighting, let us know, because we'll all buy tickets. And you know, if business for me is doing well, I'll buy a load and, you know, raffle them off for charity as well. Because where we are, we're just on the outskirts of London, Buckinghamshire, and everyone around here, they love rugby and they love boxing. It's mad. I've never known so many middle class people to love watching people fight.
Yeah. It's brutal, isn't it? Yeah. That's good, mate. Yeah, that'd be sweet. Do a little interview after or something.
Yeah, it'd be cool. But it's been great having you on, and honestly, I can't thank you enough for coming on. And I know that you're busy still training behind closed doors, waiting for that phone to ring, because every time I send a message, it's, oh, sorry, late reply, I've been training, I can do this day, just finished training. Or you go on the Instagram story, you're running. That rabbit was huge.
It was scared me, was it?
That thing was on steroids.
I must not be intimidated. I run past it and it looks at me like that. What do you want? I thought, are you scared, mate? Yeah, that's it. Like, as well, like I've had to get a job full time, and then to try train as well every single day when you're working full time. Respect to anyone who does it, because it's not easy to fit everything in. So that's it. I'm just non-stop. I'm not at work. I'm at the gym, and that's what I do. That's my life.
Well, if you're looking for sponsors, just let them know.
Yeah, Joel, I've got a few, and it's made it a bit easier. But I'll have to get the ball rolling. I think I need the economy to come back, and then get the ball rolling. But I don't think I could have a fight and work full time. It's just too much stress. You know what I mean? But yeah.
So, who do you reckon you're gonna aim for in 2021? Like, any names you'd like to go for?
It's hard to say, really, because a lot of my next move relies on Linus moving on. And if he doesn't, I haven't really thought of like an alternative plan. I need someone that before lockdown I was going to fight Mick Hall.
Yeah.
And I think that would have been a good fight. It would have been for the English title if the lockdown didn't happen, because we had it all set up where Linus would have fought and vacated. So I think something like that. But I'm not really one for calling people out, to be honest, mate.
No.
Apart from Idris, to be honest, because he's a knobhead. But
and I know you're not one for calling people out. That's what I said, aiming for, because it's a bit. Boxing doesn't need to be disrespectful, but unfortunately, it ends up that way with some idiots, doesn't it?
It does, mate. It's a bit of a circus at the minute, isn't it? Like Jake Paul and all that. Yeah.
What? Obviously, we'll wrap this up soon, because I'm not going to take up all your free time because you're a busy man. But what do you think will happen? Do you reckon Tommy Fury will actually do it?
I think he would fight him. Yeah, I think it's a smart move from Tommy Fury, because he's fighting someone with a bigger profile than him, who's not as good as his profile. Do you know what I mean? Suggests, like, he's got the name, but not actually that good. Do you know what I mean? Tommy's obviously boxed in his life, has more experience, and it's a money spinner. That's it. All these YouTube fights and everything, it always just goes back down to money. Like, who's going to make the most money? Like, and look at Eddie Earn, he loves it. It's numbers game, isn't it? It makes you think, like, should I start a YouTube channel and start chatting rubbish just so I can start getting big fights on TV? Do you know what I mean? Because these guys are YouTubers that have tried a bit of boxing, but they're put in straight at the top. Do you know what I mean? And there's people like me, I've boxed since I was 10, never had a season off. I'm yet to go on TV. Do you know what I mean? It's a funny one.
Yeah, I think it's disrespectful to the sport, but also at the same time, if Tommy Fury goes in there, and if he can even just steal 1% of his 8-point-something million followers, if that turns into viewers and bums and seats later down the line, then he's laughing, isn't he?
Yeah, that's it. It's more eyes on the sport, isn't it? And it's better for boxing, I suppose, in a way. Like, the more fans, the better. It's better for everyone, but you don't want to decredit like the real fighters. Do you know what I mean? Who've been through it, but it goes back around to money, doesn't it?
It does. Money talks.
Yeah.
I've got one final question for you. Canelo, Billy Joe. Obviously, you know, do you give him a chance? You're a professional boxer. You fight at the weight below, and Canelo just seems unbeatable to me.
Yeah, it's a funny one. I think if you look at Canelo versus Lara quite a few years ago, and he struggled with him a little bit. He didn't look too good. And I think it'll be a similar sort of situation where Billy Joe will look really good for 5-6 rounds. But eventually he will close the gap and he will get to Billy Joe. And Billy Joe does slow. Like, he showed it before, he does slow in the later rounds. And there's something about Canelo, like, look, I'm not calling people like drug cheats and that, but something about him just seems superhuman. Like, he don't get tired. He's getting bigger and stronger. His jaw looks bigger. It all just seems a bit suspect. And obviously, he's been caught before. And yeah, if you're fighting Canelo on Cinco de Mayo, if you don't knock him out, you ain't winning, like you see on the scorecards before. So,
especially if
he's against it, isn't he, Billy Joe? Yeah,
Yeah, I think he's juicing, to be honest. When you're one of the richest boxers in the world, you don't go buy cheap Mexican meat when you can import it from Argentina.
Yeah, it's true, isn't it? And it goes back to money. Like, he is the cash cow, and they don't want him to fail drugs tests because they ain't getting paid if he does.
Exactly.
Yeah, so he's against it, Billy Joe. I want him to win. I'm patriotic. Do you know what I mean? I think he's a good boxer, but yeah, probably late stoppage, Canelo.
Yeah, I think the same. All right, well, do you want to drop your social media links for people watching this that don't follow you at all?
Yeah. If you want to follow the journey, Instagram, just Brad Pauls, Twitter, Brad_Pauls, and Facebook, Brad Pauls Professional Boxer. Give me a follow. I'll be fighting maybe twice this year, so back on track, and I appreciate everything. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And when you are fighting again, I'll put it out on my business account. I'll put it out on the podcast account, and me and my friends will buy tickets and we'll come down because we all think you're one of the most underrated and avoided middleweights in the country at the moment.
Yeah, it's tough, mate. We'll get there, mate. We'll get there. And we'll go to the pub after and we'll celebrate, so it'll be all right.
Yeah, I'll be on water.
Yeah.
I'm always designated driver because I don't drink.
Oh, yeah, fair play, mate. Good on you.
Thank you very much.
All good?
Yep.
Thank you, mate.